welcome into Lock and Live for College Football Week 9 with Uncle Phil and the Railbird. Thanks for joining us this Saturday morning. Uncle Phil, Railbird, how are you guys doing this morning?
Good. Excited for the day. Another day of college football, Week 9. We've only got a few weeks left of this regular season, man. I hate to get too sentimental, man, but man, it's getting kind of close to the end. I mean, I love the playoffs, but man, I'll miss the regular season. What about you, Lang? How's things going for you?
Things are going good today. Looking forward to another slate of games today. Maybe not the number of quality ranked team games, but I think there's some very competitive games and some games today that I'm really looking forward to watching.
Look, man, to me, it's really interesting. Everybody just dog cuts the SEC at the first year and said Big Ten's best team, conference team. And here we are, SEC on the verge of getting 5 more teams in the playoffs this year. I mean, they're loaded again. The Big Ten is, as usual, it's top heavy, top 2, maybe 3, but beyond that, it's kind of it's just not as good. So. Anyway, look, man, should be good. SEC again, premier matchups day, 3 ranked on ranked matchups today. Should be there's some good matchups. The lines are funny this week, but there's always money to be made. Excited about this week.
Yeah, there's going to be a winner every game. We just got to figure out the right one.
You got that right.
Well, let's start picking the winners right here, right now. Uncle Phil, where are we heading first?
You bet. We're going to my alma mater. We're going to Fayetteville, Arkansas, where Auburn is coming to visit. Look, you remember a couple weeks ago when Notre Dame came to town and just waxed Arkansas's ass? Well, last game was Sam Pittman. Kind of feels that way right now for Auburn. Feels that way for Hugh Freeze. I like Arkansas, and I like them big. Give me Arkansas. -3 today. The line seems fishy and it just keeps going up. That money's pouring in. So look, I like that game. Next game I'm going to Columbia, South Carolina. A lot of people are are playing South Carolina today. Think it's a frisky, think it's a letdown spot for Alabama. This Alabama team is focused. Don't buy into that. Look, Alabama's a better team. South Carolina is just garbage this year. Give me Alabama -11.5. I will take, it might be close early, maybe even close in the first half. I'm not sweating it. I may even double down at that point and play some live betting because, look, that'd be the best thing for me would be South Carolina scoring a touchdown at first, drop that line. I'll jump in with a live bet. Alabama's going to beat that ass today.
We love it.
Oh, and bonus pick today. Bonus pick, obviously don't give it out today. It's in the notebook, but just know I am 71% on my bonus picks today. I'm 5-2-1. So if you want that, it's in the notebook.
How do you feel about the bonus pick before you get to
I like the bonus pick a lot. But if you're going to get it, it's an early game. So get the notebook now if you're going to get it because that bonus pick is in an early game. And I don't want you to wait late to get that and miss out on that. So thanks again, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Definitely. All right. Good stuff, Uncle Phil. Railbird, where are we heading?
I'm headed to Pittsburgh, where NC State comes to town against the Panthers. And this is a Pitt team, 3-0 with their freshman quarterback Heinschel running the things. But I'm noticing that their offense, as he gets more and more reps, more and more games, their offense has been dropping the last 3 weeks. He had 300 yards, 4 touchdowns his first start. That dropped down to 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions his second start. Last week, only 140 yards passing with 1 interception. NC State off a bye week and off a poor effort at Notre Dame in their last outing. I think C.J. Bailey is going to lead the NC State Wolfpack into Pittsburgh +6 or 6.5 points and keep this game very competitive. Maybe even win the game outright. Give me NC State +6.5 points as one of my best bets today. My second best bet is we're going down to Hattiesburg, Mississippi to Southern Miss, minus the 13.5 points against a ULM team that I believe is going to be inept on offense today. I don't look for them to score very many points at all. They were down to their third string quarterback. Their first two quarterbacks are listed as doubtful on the injury report. Meanwhile, Southern Miss is a team that's tied for the top of the Sun Belt West standings. They still have a clear path to the Sun Belt title game, probably against James Madison in their reach in the next few weeks. Give me Southern Miss minus 13.5 against what I think would be a limited ULM offense today.
Good stuff, Railbird. Looking forward to both those two games. Uncle Phil, Railbird, let's get to the questions. We already got a lot of them rolling in. So there's a lot of good games. Let's get to it. We got JB. JB on the line says, thoughts on Vandy today?
Look, I pulled that one off the board today, but man, Vandy couldn't be more hyped right now. And the world, Public and Sharp are both on Vandy. I like Missouri today. I didn't play it. I like Missouri but the only thing that keeps me from playing that is is their quarterback, Pribula. If he will not throw interceptions, then I think Missouri takes care of business today. I go with Missouri +3. I didn't play it, but if that's how I just felt kind of all alone in that one, but I should have had more courage and played that one. But I like Missouri +3 in this one. I think that they've got a heck of a team this year, and I think Vandy's a little overhyped right now because they beat a very bad LSU team. I mean, let's go ahead and say LSU is just not LSU. Actually, LSU is a good team. It's got a really bad coach. Let's just go ahead and say that. So I'll just go ahead and say that LSU's got good talent. They just got a bad coach, and it filters in, and thus it's a bad team because collectively it's the players and the coach. What do you think, Railbird?
I've played Missouri. I did play Missouri +3 early in the week. I like that the line has not moved off that any. It was 2.5 for a lot of the week, and I was kind of really liking that because, as you said, everybody I know is playing Vandy. Vandy's a hot team. But here's what I know about Coach Eli Drinkwitz. I know since he's coming to the SEC against Kentucky, South Carolina, Arkansas, and Vanderbilt, he's 15-4 against those teams. He's like 9-17 against everybody else. So he's 5-0 against Vanderbilt. I think that carries on today. I think Missouri wins this game.
Yeah.
All righty. Hey, well, thanks for the question, JB.
Thanks, JB. And congratulations on your Chargers, JB.
Yeah, no kidding. Next up, we got Blake on X talking about LSU. He wants to know, how do you feel about them tonight?
Look, I didn't play them again. Again, the world is on LSU +2.5. I didn't play it again for the exact same reasons, but I like A&M. I do not like LSU. It feels like Railbird and I were talking about it earlier. Railbird told me, I share a little bit off camera stuff for you guys, but Railbird said he could easily see that LSU crowd being all liquored up tonight and turning against. You'll hear some boos tonight from the LSU crowd. And I agree with him. I agree with Railbird. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that Brian Kelly he's close to the end there at LSU. And LSU is such a sleeping giant. I just think that they're loaded with talent, and I think tonight could be a bad night for LSU potentially, because I would take A&M. Railbird, tell me what your thoughts are. I know what your thoughts are. Share them with the group.
That I do think this has potential to be one of the best games of the day, only because that it's at night at LSU.
Yeah.
that crowd, while I think that, they can turn quickly on LSU, A&M jumps out to a 10-0 lead, there's some boo birds that are going to come out. But conversely, LSU jumps out 7-0 or something. I mean, the crowd can just jump up and run over you too, as a road team in Texas A&M.
Yeah.
I would back Texas A&M in this game. I have not played it. I don't think I will play it, but I do think it's curious that Brian Kelly's 19-1 at night as LSU head coach, yet they're catching points today. That looks way too easy. I see way too many people on LSU. I would go opposite and take Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Hey, Blake, thanks for the question.
You have to read. Hey, Matt, you have to read Woody's comments about Railbird at the very end.
I'll get to him. We'll get there.
That's fantastic. We'll love that.
We'll save it for the people at the end.
Yeah,
for those
that's awesome.
We got Rob. He says Iowa State -2.5 versus BYU. I'm thinking Iowa State.
In the notebook for me, I'll pass on it for as far as answering it in public forum. But Railbird, I'll let you take it.
I have played Iowa State in this game. It is a game that's on my sheet today. I just like the spot here for Iowa State. I do not like the spot at all for BYU. In their last 4 weeks, they slipped by and got a win at Colorado. They definitely slipped by and got a win at Arizona, as we mentioned a couple weeks ago. I was against them, didn't have it on my sheet, but I was against them last week in the Holy War. A hard-fought game right there. Utah outgained them by 100 yards, but kind of did themselves in with 10 penalties and 2 turnovers. So BYU off that emotional game. Now they're going back on the road. Iowa State kind of regrouped. I believe they were off a bye last week. I'm backing Iowa State minus the 2.5 here against the ranked, undefeated underdog.
All righty. Hey, thanks for that, Railbird. Good stuff. We'll go to Woody's comment before we get to some more games. Railbird seeing the card like Chauncey Billups sees a poker hand. That was a good one, Woody. I appreciate it.
That was classic. That was such a wild story. I mean, I know we're not going to get into NBA, but
I'm going to come in here with sunglasses on next week. I can see through the card.
I know, man. Have like a big poker visor, all the whole thing. Let's roll it up, man. I love that thought.
Okay. Let's go next. We got Nicholas. He says the Oregon today.
Yeah, I certainly see that. I mean, the game is only 44.5 points for that. I thought about playing that. Thought about playing Oregon. Feel like they've got to run up the score because, again, that loss at home against Indiana, if they're going to get any traction at all and do that, because, again, they kind of look like imposters that, hey, we had this big win against Penn State, and Penn State is trash, or at least was under James Franklin. Then they kind of look like frauds, right? And so then they go home and they get their doors blown off by Indiana. So they're going to have some style points. So I like what you're thinking on that, Nicholas. Really do. I think that's the way to think about it. I really do. And I think Oregon probably covers that game. They're on my big board as well. So I like that. I liked Oregon, and I like the over. Any thoughts on this game at all, Railbird?
Not really. Not one I looked at too hard. I do know Wisconsin has been shut out the last 2 weeks, and the last time a Power 4 team, I think, was shut out 3 weeks in a row was like a decade ago. So if you do like the over, you should get at least 7. You got to figure today from Wisconsin toward that effort. Thinking that Oregon can get 38-40 is believable against Wisconsin. They've got beat, I believe, the last 2 weeks 38-0, 34-0. So Oregon stretching it out, as you said, to get to maybe 40 points. I would lean over, but I'm not playing.
Yeah.
All righty. Hey, well, best of luck today, Nicholas. We got Bill Brand on YouTube. Welcome in, Bill. He says State, Texas, and is your best bet your bonus pick?
State, Texas,
Mississippi State.
Yeah. I know. I'm just reading everything else. Yeah, Bill. Hey, man, good to talk to you. Bill is a subscriber, and he and I text through our platform a lot of weeks. But hey, Bill, thanks for the question. Thanks for tuning in. State Texas is in the notebook, so I can't talk about that. And yes, my best bet is my bonus pick each week. But, I still try to diversify out and have everything bet fairly close to the same. I'll double up on some units a lot of times on my circle plays, but try to keep everything even, kind of like stocks. You don't want to go all in. Like, I believe in crypto, but I don't want to put all my money in crypto, just in case. So it's kind of the same way here. Railbird, any thoughts for you on that Mississippi State Texas game?
My initial thought early in the week was, why is Texas favored by 7 on the road against anybody? After that effort last week of they got dominated at Kentucky last week.
Yeah.
I think they only had 180 yards. They got out first down 26-8, but yet they did win. They found a way to win. And for that reason, strangely, I'm a little bit on the Texas side the more I thought about it. Mississippi State's had some close losses this year. Maybe Texas gets it turned around the second straight week on the road after that lackluster effort last week. You got to think the Longhorns will have a better effort at Starkville. Covering the line, that's a little too high for me. I would back Texas more if maybe it was around 4. But I passed on the game, but I would lean Texas.
Alrighty, good stuff. Let's keep going. We'll take 4 to 5 more games. We got Kirk Penner on YouTube. He says thoughts on USF versus Memphis.
Look, I liked the line earlier in the week. I don't like it as much now. If you're sharp, you probably bet the line earlier in the week, and you're probably betting Memphis today, trying to get a middle. I think that's probably the way that you do it. It's just not how we run our show here. We try to do the lock in live, because we're locking in the bets at the time right now. And the best line's gone. It's almost right now feels like you'd kind of go Memphis, but without that hedge of earlier in the week where you could have got it 1. I don't know that would be my favorite play. But if I played it, I'd play Memphis right now. Railbird, you looked in this game. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I've kind of been waiting on this game for actually ever since Arkansas lost to Memphis. And a few Memphis fans around here started crowing a little bit about that, and they could after beating Arkansas. That's fine. But I started looking to see when Memphis might lose, and this was the game I penciled in. I was penciling to take USF. I didn't think Memphis was going to lose last week to UAB, or I would have bet USF +3 at last Saturday when I looked at the look-ahead line. But I got in early last Sunday when I could first play the line at USF -1.5. I thought all week that this was going to be one of the 2 games I talked about initially in the show, but the line all the way up to 6 now. I didn't feel right talking about it as a best bet when I already have it bet at 1.5. So I moved on from that. I'm not going to try to middle it, because I think USF can blow out Memphis today, who are going to be on their second or third string quarterback, because I don't think Brendan Lewis is going to play. It's USF or nothing for me. I have USF at a lower number, so hoping the USF gets the win today.
Yeah,
no doubt. All right, let's go to John on X. John wants to know about the under in the Auburn game.
Yeah, certainly think that right now there's just potential that Arkansas's got one of the best offenses in the entire country. Arkansas is, I think they're 4-1 at home to the over 5. They're really, really good at home, and this could be a let go of the road game for Auburn. And if it is, I could see Arkansas scoring 40 and Auburn scoring about 20. So, I mean, I could see a 42-24 type game in this game. Just depending if Auburn lets go of the rope. Auburn's got a great defense, but a few tough losses for them this year. You just kind of feel like that program is struggling right now, and this could be kind of that, like I said, kind of when we started the show today, kind of feels like this could be a Notre Dame type situation where Notre Dame whipped Arkansas a couple weeks ago. Sam Pittman was fired. It was kind of the breaking point. Kind of feels like this might be that point for Auburn. Railbird, what do you think about this one? If I did anything, I'd kind of lean toward the over. But what are your thoughts on this?
Series history recently, the last 5 years, I think this game has went over, and it's would be tough for me to play the under in this game, knowing that Arkansas's defense is so porous. But Auburn's offense might be worse than Arkansas's defense. So, I mean, also this is the best offense. I mean, this is the best defense Arkansas's offense has played all year. Little question for me how that's going to work out. I totally agree with you that if Arkansas can get a lead in this game, at some point this year, Auburn's defense is going to let go of the rope because their offense gives them no help at all every single week. They've held every opponent in the SEC under 24 points, I believe. And if Arkansas gets the offense rolling early today, that might be the breaking point as you're talking about. And when we're here on the show next week, Auburn is another team looking for a coach.
Yeah, I'm with you again. Just to add to what you're saying, I think you brought some really good points. Arkansas's got some key injuries on defense. Again, Arkansas, spent a ton of money on NIL on offense. They spent some on defense as well, but it's just not worked out as well as we wish that it would have. But especially defensive line is really struggling, and that's where they've got some injuries today. I would expect Auburn's offense to have success there. So I will. I'd lean like Railbird. I'd lean toward the over.
Okay, let's keep going. We got Mitch on Instagram. Good to see him, Mitch.
Yeah.
Says Iowa, Minnesota. Who would you take against the spread?
Man, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that one, Railbird?
Yeah, this is one I've toyed with playing all week. I never did stick my foot in and press the send button on the bet. I still might. And my side would be Minnesota. Low point total in this game, I think somewhere it's 42-43, if I remember right. So taking
39.5.
39.5. Okay.
Tells you it's going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah. So taking 9 points in that might be the right side. I think at one point it was 9.5, and I was waiting to see if I could get 10. Then I was going to take Minnesota. Then the line went back to 9. Then it's 8.5, and I kind of brushed that game aside. I'm going to be paying attention before this game starts to see if somewhere I can get a 10, and I would take Minnesota maybe at 9 or 9.5. Minnesota could be a play, but I can't take Iowa laying that many points in a game that's probably going to be 20-17.
Kind of the way I feel as well, man. It's a low-scoring game. I love Drake Lindsey as a quarterback at Minnesota. I think Minnesota can do some good things, and I think things stay within number. If I played it at all, I'd play Minnesota. It's dog or pass for me in that game, especially in a low-scoring game.
Yep. All right, Mitch, thanks for the question there. We'll take a few more. We got MP affiliate, Wake Forest versus SMU.
What's up, brother? Look, I had 10 games on my original board. My big board is 20 games today. Narrowed that down to 10 and then cut it down to a grade 8. But the last two I picked off, one of the last two I picked off or pulled off of that was Wake Forest plus 3.5. It's hard for me to bet Wake Forest, but That's the play there. Coming off a bye, a little bit of a bad spot for SMU as well. That's my lean. What do you say, Railbird?
I had this game on my sheet and then took it off and added in another game. So yes, this was my last one as well. I had Wake Forest. I had them wrote down as +3, and then went to 3.5. And I backed off a little bit, even though I get another half point. I wanted to see where was the steam really coming in on SMU. Was I missing something? SMU also in a look ahead spot here. They host Miami next week. Meanwhile, Wake Forest coming off a bye, like you said. I think Wake Forest is the play here. I still might end up playing it myself. It's not on my sheet. Let's go Demon Deacons.
All right. Thanks for the question, MP affiliate. Best of luck today. We'll take a few more. We got Andrew from Dallas showing up. He wants to know about Georgia Tech -16.5.
Andrew, always great to hear from you, buddy. Look, I think Georgia Tech's kind of a wagon. I think that it beat me last week. I had Duke, but I feel like if Duke had not fumbled on the 1-yard line, and then Georgia Tech ran it back 99 yards, I think the game turns out completely different. I do.
We got a 14-point swing right there.
Completely. So I'm bitter about that, but I'm honest enough where I like Georgia Tech, but the sharp play is Syracuse, 16.5. But I'm not that sharp, and I'm not going to put good money against Syracuse. I won't be surprised at all if Georgia Tech beats them 50-0. What do you think, Railbird?
I'm waiting on a spot to bet against Georgia Tech again.
Yeah,
this isn't the spot.
Uh-uh.
I wouldn't take Georgia Tech minus those points, but I definitely would not take Syracuse plus those points either. I'd be scared to death for 58 minutes of that game. So I'll pass on this game, but I'm definitely will be against Georgia Tech the first time I think they're playing a team with a pulse.
Kind of feels like Georgia Tech wouldn't be surprised at all if they're up 2 touchdowns at halftime in this game. But like you said,
this might be a systematic beatdown here, slowly. 7-0, 14-0, 28-7, and they win 31-10.
Yeah, I think you can get too cute with this one and bet Syracuse. Like you said, I am looking for a spot to bet against Georgia Tech as well. With you, I couldn't say it better than you did. This is not the spot.
Okay. Thanks for the question, Andrew. And he actually came in with one other question. Just the U murder Stanford for their bye week.
I love the aggressiveness of Andrew's questions. Just, you murder them. Yeah, they probably do. I think Stanford, got a big win last week. A lot of people may not know that Castellanos went out last week with an injury. I think there's some injuries this week with Stanford. I think it's a tough spot for them, but I am not a Carson Beck fan, and I am not a Carson Beck fan. I'll say it twice because I am not going to lay good money against Carson Beck. For Carson Beck, I do think Miami's got some great players, great team, but 29 is too many for me. What do you think, Railbird?
I think coming off that upset loss Miami had last week, if they are the team that I think they can be and many others think they can be, they score 50 today and lay the hammer down on Stanford. I haven't bet that way yet, but I think that's what can happen. It'd be Miami or nothing for me. There's no way I would take the points in Stanford.
Yeah, 100%. I feel the same way. Miami or nothing for me. And Miami's got to win. Look, they're potentially on the outside looking in right now on the college football playoff. So they've got to hammer. This today will tell you a lot about the team and their fortitude. If they go out and just wax that ass today of Stanford, then you know that, okay, well, they want to be a contender. They're for real. But if they just kind of beat them,
play with their food.
Yeah, 20, 25 points, then they're not serious, and probably may not make the college football playoffs. Could trip up along the way. So we'll see. Be interesting to watch the game, but 29 is just too much for me for a team that I have questions about, especially at the quarterback position.
Alrighty. Hey, Andrew, thanks for the questions. Best of luck today. Guys, we're about an hour from kickoff.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
Railbird, give the people some wisdom today.
Wow, I don't know. I would say, going back to the question about the over and under in the Arkansas game, that there's some weather going to happen in Fayetteville today. It's going to be raining at some point in the game. I don't think it's not storms like it was last week, the Aggie game, where the kickoff got pushed back a couple hours. So my concern is for Arkansas today in that game and whether or not their offense gets rolling. A team that has had some fumble issues early in the year with a wet ball. Arkansas holds on to the ball today. I think they win. I think they cover. They can score enough to get this game to go over.
Yeah, kind of agree. Obviously, rain gives an advantage to wide receivers because they know the routes. DBs will be slipping. I think that gives an edge to go the over. I think that's great. Now, remind people of your best bets today.
Yeah, my best bets, North Carolina State plus 6.5. I saw some places it's down to 6, but NC State and Southern Miss minus 13.5 against a ULM team that's going to be compromised on offense with maybe a third-string quarterback.
Yep, love those. My best bets today, again, recap, Arkansas minus 3, Alabama minus 11.5. 2 favorites here today, 2 big favorites. I think the rest of my plays are, well, a lot of dogs, but not totally. Anyway, hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. Be careful today. There are these are some tight lines today, but there's money to be made, and we think we're going to make someday. We hope you guys do too. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in. For Matt, who produces and hosts the show, for the Railbird, who is sharp as a tack, and as what he says, that he is sharper than Chauncey Billups' glasses that he used to play poker. So anyway, hey guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, guys, let's have a day and let's roll.